Hajimemashite, Ainsley desu. Dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. This is one of the first things you learn when you start studying Japanese, how to greet people properly. Now, nobody will expect you to know Japanese. I think in Japan, they are a very hospitable culture, so when someone might come over to our country, we might say, oh, you're in our country, it's desirable that you speak our language. Not the case in Japan. Because they're so hospitable, they think you are the guest, it's my job to make you feel comfortable. And that is what I experienced an awful lot, even when I would speak Japanese, broken Japanese, but still speak Japanese to people, they would answer me in English. The most strange example of this is when I tried to order a hamburger without mayonnaise. So I said, mayo tabetaku nai desu, which means I don't want to eat mayonnaise. Not the natural way you would say I don't want mayonnaise on my burger, but it was the only thing I could think to say, and it got my point across. And the waitress said, ah, no mayo. Okay. So you will get that quite a lot. I don't think a lot of people are going to expect you to have brilliant Japanese. So if you don't know how to say Hajimemashite, Ainsley desu, dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu by the end of this video, don't panic. I don't think a lot of people will expect you to. That being said, there are many other ways that you can greet people in Japan. So I'm going to go through a few ways and tell you how to do them properly, because there are quite a few cultural faux pas that you can easily trip over. But they're quite easy to remember as well, so again, don't worry about it. I'm going to take you through them step by step right now. Number 1, bowing. Now this is the go-to greeting if you don't know where you stand with a Japanese person, so it's really good to know how to bow properly. Now, how low you bow and who bows first all depends on seniority. Now, age and position within an organisation are the two most common factors to determine who has seniority. So if the person is older than you, even by a year, you are the junior, they are the senior. Now, if you are the junior, bow first and bow quite deeply, and then they will return your bow. Now, if you happen to be the one higher up in an organisation or the older one, then wait for them to bow, see how deeply they bow, and adjust your own bow accordingly. That's really all you need to remember. And again, when it comes to organisations, you will generally know who is your superior and who is not. Now, when it comes to the age thing, again, don't panic, because if you have difficulty determining whether or not someone's older than you, chances are the person you're talking to will have difficulty doing that themselves. So either bow first, or if they bow first, it doesn't matter, just adjust your bow accordingly. Basically, whoever rushes to be the most polite first bows the lowest. Okay, did you get all that? I hope I didn't overcomplicate that, because it really is very simple. Now the next thing is greeting in Japanese. Now I said this at the start of the video, so I'm going to take you through it syllable by syllable. Ha, ji, me, ma, shi, te. Hajime, mashite. Now this contextually means how do you do, or nice to meet you. It's what you say to a person meeting them for the first time. When you want to say your name, you just say your name and then desu. It's spelled desu, but you don't really pronounce the u, just desu. You could say watashi wa Ainsley desu or watashi no namae wa Ainsley desu, but that is incredibly formal, even by Japanese standards, and it's rarely used. And even though you want to be polite, you don't want to be too withdrawn either. So it's best just to say your name and then desu. And the last one, dozo yoroshiku. Dozo yoroshiku. Onegai shimasu. Onegai shimasu. Dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. So practice that a couple of times, because Japanese is quite easy to pronounce for an English-speaking person, because all the syllables and sounds that they have are ones that we make on a regular basis, besides a couple of difficult exceptions I might cover in another lesson. Also, quick tip, onegai shimasu is also a way to say please, so that's a good thing to keep in mind. And dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu, It's a difficult one to translate contextually, but I think it means please take care of me or please think well of me. So kind of trying to formally forge a relationship. So yeah, that's how you greet people in Japanese. So I will give you a couple minutes. You can pause this video, practice your pronunciation, and we can say it all together. Ready? Hajimemashite, Ainsley desu. Dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Another quick thing. A good reply to that is kochira koso. So that might be what someone says back to you. Now, handshakes are commonplace in Japan and they are used to greet foreigners, so this might be a really easy way for you to be polite and professional. Just one thing to remember though, I think in Western countries we view a firm grip as the desirable handshake because it shows confidence, it shows that you're not shy, which is going to in turn put the person you're talking to at ease because that means they don't have to tiptoe around you. And Western people, in particular Americans, are quite impressed by a confident persona. But in Japan, the opposite is actually true. Being confident and forward can easily be misconstrued as arrogance. So a delicate, slightly weak handshake is much better because it shows that you're not trying to dominate the exchange and is much more polite. Now, if you don't want to be overly formal, you can just smile at people because it is universally a way to communicate good feelings. If you just give a small, gentle smile, particularly to a Japanese person who doesn't speak English because they might be quite nervous talking to you, then that can just do the world of good. But do be careful because where I'm from in Scotland, people are quite overly friendly. Like strangers will talk to you in the street. If you're standing in a bus stop, then someone might talk to you. If you stand still for too long, someone is going to talk to you. And I was very used to this. Like on the train, if I would catch someone's eye by accident, I would smile, they would smile, it would absolutely be fine. But if I would do that to a Japanese person, I might make them uncomfortable. They're saying, why are you smiling? You don't know me. So be careful with that. Smiling is a good way to put people at ease, but only if you are interacting with them directly. And the last thing to do is just say hi, because I'd say pretty much everyone in Japan will know what the word hi means. They've seen Hollywood movies, they've seen American TV shows, and Western culture has seeped its way into Japanese culture quite a lot, and there are loads of words in Japanese, in the dictionary, that are borrowed from English words. So there's a lot of words that people will recognize. Hi is going to be one of them. So if you're not in a super formal business situation, if you just want to greet someone, don't be afraid to say hi. They will likely say hi back, as long as you make it clear in the best way you can that you don't expect them to come into a full-blown conversation with you. Okay, now that was ways to greet Japanese people. I hope you found it informative. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment box below if you're on YouTube. A full article detailing this subject will be on the website. That's also in the comment box of YouTube. If you're already on the website, the article's to the left of this video. So please like, subscribe, practice your pronunciation, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!